Live. Okay, awesome.
And then
waiting for the Instagram side of things.
Hopefully no turkeys coming to shop today.
Turkeys in your shop?
Is that a conflict for you?
There was 5 of them looking in the door yesterday.
That's fun.
I'm like, what are you guys doing? And all of a sudden they got, whoa, what the hell? There's somebody in here. We're out of here. Yeah.
Awesome.
There's always 2 in the yard, but sometimes they congregate together and walk. They make laps around the house eating bugs. I mean, literally laps around the house. The cats sit in the front door, and I got the door open, and I got a bench there they can sit on, and they sit there and wait for them to walk by.
That's awesome. Awesome.
It's like a slow motion racetrack.
All right. Well, we're live with Prescott Phillips.
Yep.
Prescott Phillips is the champion of Dragon Drive.
I'm not the champion. I'm the Iron
finisher?
Man. I'm the Iron Man.
The expert. Yeah, the expert, the Iron Man. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've finished the most of them.
Exactly.
So I guess that would justify my Iron Man status. But,
yeah. Have you started one and not finished it?
Nope.
Every single one, and you're on 5 now.
Yeah, I finished 5 of them. Now a couple of them are shortened by rain, like
Sure.
The one that started and stopped in St. Louis. We got there, we got all ready to go, and then it rained, and they called it. So
yeah.
But still, I made it there.
Yeah, exactly.
I made it back.
You did your part.
Yeah, I made it back to the start point, so that was good. But yeah. So what I do is a little different than what you guys are this adventure you're starting. So you're going to be more just driving and hoping it lives, it's alive when you get there.
Yes.
So does the car run?
The engine runs.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. I witnessed the dyno pulls, and I didn't. And then I saw you installing it in the car.
So we pulled
We
it.
are ready to fire.
We're ready to fire
right now. Got gassed in it this morning. Started talking to the CB black box. Finally got connected with that, and yeah,
Right.
we are ready to get that all timed in.
We would have been running yesterday. I mean, we pulled it off the dyno and installed it hot, literally, and we were running through doing all the plumbing. The nightmare. Plumbing, wiring, yada yada yada. So we get this all set up and try to wedge everything in where we can, and so on and so forth. And we get it all finally assembled, done. I'm like, oh, you know what? We got to swap rockers because we had the 1.4s on. So let's get it back to driving trim. So Tanner swapped it all to 1.1s yesterday, and I'm like, all right, I'll adjust the valves real quick. And I grabbed the front, the pulley nut, went to turn it over, and it was locked up tighter than a drum.
Well, what was that about?
That's about a pressure plate. That's about a pressure plate with the big buttons on it.
Oh,
smashing itself into the valve housing.
Oh no.
Yeah, we were mildly nervous for just a second, and we're like, dude, we never cut the filter apart. I mean, we took the oil out, and it was the cleanest oil you've ever seen.
Right.
And I mean, we know every single
back in kind of oil.
It was that good, And I mean, we know every single tolerance, and we're like, dude, there's nothing like it should not have hot seized. There's no chance, like that doesn't happen, And
pull it out, get a half-inch out, grab the nut, spins. We're like, yeah, you can see the dimple marks from the rivets.
Yeah.
So a little bit of clearancing. She's back in, back wired up.
And so did you just start it up and tighten up the motor?
Well, I'm mildly concerned about that whole thrust thing, so we didn't think that was a great idea. So we just went in with a we went in with a 90-degree flapper wheel and cleaned her all up and took all the high spots down.
You took the hard way.
Exactly. So now at some point in time, probably before lunch, I think we might actually be firing. So
you're going to take it for a little spin?
We are. That's the plan. We're driving today. So
Driving today. Okay.
Last night we got all the front end all aligned, everything like that. Yeah, we're ready. We need to just get it out on the road, see if we hear any rattles and annoyances that would drive us nuts for our 30-hour drive, and kind of address the little things.
Well,
And,
it'll be the stuff that you load in the car that's
Right.
rattling around in the back that you're gonna have to pull over and rearrange because it's just irritating, or it sounds bad, right? It sounds.
Is there any do's or don'ts as far as like what to put your stuff in to help so you're not dealing with that as much? You just use like
try to
hard
put
plastic?
as much as you can in bags.
Okay.
Like I got a bunch of just mechanics, tool bags.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And one tool bag is full of tools, and one tool bag is full, and that way you can just throw them back there.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
And they kind of find their own little spot to sit in. And then if heaven forbid you got to pull them out of there, you can just pull them out, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And you don't have to really rearrange too much. But yeah, the soft bags, try not to use cardboard boxes or
Sure.
this stuff falls out. Or I used to use plastic kitty litter bins, and I still use, I think, one because it fits in this spot pretty nice. And they got a handle, and they're leak proof, and you can use them for multiple things. It's an emergency bucket if you really need it, and that kind of thing. But yeah, soft tool bags work fantastic for loading a car, and you can push them into spots that you wouldn't think they would fit. So
Right.
something like that, and they don't rattle around, right?
Yeah.
Not like a metal toolbox, it's just
Right.
things are just
Plastic
rattling around.
Tupperware. I could see plastic Tupperware rattling on stuff and just being
Yeah, I don't like that anything hard. That's the Tupperware or the plastic. There's too much airspace in it,
Yep.
and then airspace just takes up room. So
Yeah.
that's what I would do. But you guys shouldn't have to worry about loading and unloading too much. But your air cooler setup seems to take up a lot of real estate.
It definitely takes up a lot of real estate. There's no question about it.
So you're good. That's just once you get to the track, you're going to yank all that out, right?
Yeah, that's all coming out.
Okay, even the scoop and all that.
I don't think the scoop will come out.
No.
Well,
That's not
scoop
going to
is
cause
going to make that thing pull to one side.
We'll just toe a little bit and just have it pull left while it pulls right.
Well, if it pulls to let's see, if it pulls to the right, you'll know why.
Yeah, exactly right.
It's that damn
Exactly
scoop.
right.
So
Yeah.
and have you tested that out at all?
With a leaf blower or a fan, yeah. And I mean, blowing it from the front of the car, it definitely goes in the scoop. So I think it's going to work. It's going to be functional. I think we're going to probably start a trend. People are going to start taking their beautifully restored air cooleds and, just
Cutting holes in the side.
cut holes in the side, I'm pretty sure.
Well, maybe the late model stuff.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand why. Is there a reason you didn't just pour ice water in the cooler?
So the cooler's going to be full of ice water.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
but
then-
why didn't you just run that through the cooler?
To chill the water, so the water will be self-contained the whole time, and we're not worried about changing it or having to dump it. So that water will stay self-contained the whole time. We shouldn't have to touch it. And so all we got to do is fill that cooler with ice, and the aluminum coil will chill it enough to be as cold as ice water. And then we just got to drain the cooler with a petcock.
Okay, because I was wondering why you just didn't keep pouring ice and a little bit of water so the pump's got something to push around.
That was my original plan, but then
that's what I thought the plan was. And I was like,
when
Tanner's putting a coil in his thing. I'm like, what?
yeah. Well, when Tanner was racing, what were you?
Comp eliminator.
Comp eliminator. That's basically what they have. It's an
engine chiller.
Yeah.
And so they would disconnect your radiator lines basically, and you plug it into that
and run it through the cooler. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's the same concept, just used differently.
What's up, Brian? What's up, Ben? Good to see you guys. Yeah. So I think it'll function well. The only problem that we ran into is I think the same problem that you have with the 53, an oil cooler that's about the size of a seat base.
Yeah.
And where do you put it?
Yeah, there was already a hole in the package tray for that, so I just
Yeah.
I
Now,
just bought it
is yours mounted in the car or under the car?
in the car.
Yours is in the car blowing through. And that's
Yeah,
exactly where that was the only place we could put our oil cooler. That was it. It
yeah,
was
and it doesn't work very well because it seems like there's positive pressure underneath the car,
okay.
and it because if you don't have the fan running, the air comes up
Yeah,
in,
up in the
into the car from it's going from underneath the car into the car and heating up the car, and it's just horrible.
what's
So
up, Michael?
so you got to turn the fan on to push that down, and I think at certain mile per hours it negates it. There's
It just
zero.
starts to cavitate. Yeah.
And then the you watch oil temp go up,
Yeah.
and I would definitely keep an eye. One person needs to keep an eye on the oil temp because
Yep, we've got oil temp and we've got cylinder head temp, so that way we can keep an eye on.
Cylinder head temp probably won't fluctuate too much as long as you got the timing back down. Like when I'm cruising down the road, I got the timing at 25 total. And if it starts knocking, I'll crank less out. I'll just keep pulling timing till the knock goes away, because that's the last thing you want. And timing and head temp are hand in hand.
Yeah.
You know, you want to send the head temp to the moon, just crank a bunch of timing in it.
Yeah.
And and you want to cool it down, just take it out. And how are you controlling your timing with the black box, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
We'll have a laptop with us so we can make changes if we need to.
So just have one guy with the laptop, and if it's knocking or whatever, pull some timing out of it. You never know. You might get a little bit of bad gas. Now, are you bringing your own fuel, or are you getting fuel on the road?
Getting fuel on the road.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah, because I mean, Iowa, we know what they've got.
On the west side of Iowa, you'll get nothing. You'll get nothing but regular 87 or diesel. That's all they're going to have at the pumps.
Yeah.
So bring enough to make it through that stretch. Further west than that, I don't know what you're going to do for fuel.
Yeah.
I would bring some octane booster along.
We've got a pile of octane booster.
Okay, Boosthane, or what are you buying?
Yeah, we went with the Boosthane. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got the MME in it, so
yeah,
or the magnesium.
Yeah.
So that stuff works, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, we were reading. Okay, so everybody says like it raises it, 3 points, and this raises it 4 points. Well, we found out the more research, because we had talked about this before, and you said, hey, do a lot of research on octane booster for sure, right. And so we went ahead and I did a bunch of research. Well, each number is actually 10 numbers. So if they say it raises at one number, it's 0.1%. So if we have 87 octane, we have 87.1 if it raises at one number. Now, if it raises at 10 numbers, you have 88 octane, so on and so forth. And I'm like, okay, so this is
and it gets a little expensive when it stuff's $20 a bottle.
Yeah, no question.
And you're gonna dump in 2 bottles? No, for a tank of gas? No. I must just run race gas. So just it works okay. It's not the answer. It's not race gas. It does. The magnesium does burn hot and does burn. It does something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's magic. But Boosthane is probably the best I've ever used. I've used VP stuff, which is $20 a bottle as well.
Yeah.
And that I've had it knock with VP. So
yeah.
And the best thing I ever did in the car was put an adjustable timing control in, and it's knocking. Just pull some out.
Yeah.
The thing you got to do is remember when you get to the track to put it back in.
Right.
Made one pass that way, and I'm like, what happened?
I guess we're making 2 passes today.
I mean, I think everybody in the pits could see the light bulb go off above my head.
Yeah.
I look down at the knob and it's sitting there at 25 degrees. I'm like,
Yeah.
dang it. Make
Yeah.
another pass, I guess. Yeah, I crank another 5 or 6 degrees in, and magically it runs 12:20 again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's you got to remember things, and that's another hard thing to do when you're taking a trip.
Yeah.
You got
So now
all this
do you have
time to
a-
think, and you're not thinking about the right stuff.
Yeah. Now, do you have a caper bar on your car
Well, the cage is
or skiffy bar?
Yeah, it's the cage is tied into the frame horn, so there's tabs. I do my usual. It's a hoop that goes to the corner of the package tray and back up to the top,
Okay.
and then there's tabs that stick through that corner of the package tray, and there's 2 aluminum links that link down to the cradle of the transmission mount.
Yeah.
So they just go straight down. They bolt in, and then that hoop that comes down from the top of the cage down to the corner of the package tray is braced against the torsion housing.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's triangulated there, and it works.
Dude, but it gets so busy. Aaron here was saying, like, hey, how about put a shroud underneath the oil cooler, and going down. Dude, it gets so tight above the transmission. Like,
yeah, that's
you
why
can barely, we've got oil lines coming down there. We got the caper bar, all the other bars, all the other. It's great in theory, but we're not sheet metal workers. I've already proven that. So
we're going to try to make boxes before we're done. We're going to try to make more funneling from our scoop that'll go both at the cool air situation going into the fan, and then also towards the oil cooler.
Well, see, what's going to regulate the oil cooler air is where you got the windows open and the vent windows.
And that's where it starts to cavitate, right?
Well, you got to, it's funny. You adjust where you got the windows open and watch the oil temperature.
Yeah.
And find out where or just the heat, if you feel the heat coming in the car with you, then just slowly roll down some windows, open some vent windows, like I had to drive with the sunroof shut and the vent windows cracked open and the windows kind of rolled up a little to get the right amount of air pressurizing the inside of the car to push it down.
To push it out the oil cooler.
This is going to be fun trying to experiment with this and watching oil temps and just trying to mess with window spots.
Because when it's cold, you're like, well, and it all depends on how fast you're going down the road too. If you're cruising 65, 70, it's a lot of air running underneath the car.
Yeah.
And that can create a vacuum or it can create pressure. And it seems to create pressure. So if that hole wasn't there already when I bought the car, I would have mounted it off the torsion housing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Chuck has. Chuck's got his off the torsion housing up on an angle. You're right. It's tight in there. It's jammed in there, but it works pretty good in his car. Mine were screwing around, and then when you're loading a car, you're trying not to pile stuff on top of the fan.
Yeah, exactly.
You need some airspace around that thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
Great to see you all the way from the UK.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think you're gonna learn a little bit on couple little test drives here, and then and it's all stuff you can just watch on the road. Oil temp, head temp, listen for the knocks. It's fuel is going to be your biggest deal.
Yeah.
I mean, and watch your gas mileage maybe. You got a working gas gauge?
Well, we did
custody yet.
We did it.
I don't own a car with a gas gauge, so
yeah, we did a speedo swap a couple days ago, and I'm like, oh shoot, I had actually tested the gas gauge, and I was so excited. I'm like, dude, we have a gas gauge that works. Then I swapped the speedo, and I didn't swap the gas gauge, and then I'm like, we don't even know if we have the gas gauge anymore. So
yeah, right. I hooked the one up in the Baja, and you know how you just ground it out to see if the needle goes,
right?
And then I got the wisp of smoke.
Oh yeah.
I got the wisp of smoke in the speedometer. I'm like, oh, did I just fry the vibrator?
Let the smoke out of the box.
Yeah. Yeah.
let the smoke out. So yeah,
Your one chance at having a car that had a gas gauge. And
my one car that I was gonna like, I'm gonna. Even the Speedster has a gas gauge, but the gas tank's on such an angle that
there's no point.
No, yeah, quarter tank and it's empty,
Yeah.
And it's you take a turn and the needle flies back and forth because the float's just going crazy. But it tells you if you have gas. Not
Right.
Do you have gas? Yes. How much? Who knows?
Yeah.
But,
so now do you have carpet or any insulation in your car?
None. Actually, I do have a little. I got some rubber floor mats.
Okay.
Made of foam, and everybody loves them. I don't know why, but it's just foam from Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight sells this stuff. It's maybe 1/4 inch thick foam. It's like a mat to put in front of your toolbox, and it looks like
diamond plate or something.
Exactly, it looks like diamond plate, but it's foam, and it's like $10 for this piece of it, and that's what I cut floor mats out. I'm like, well, I just want something to put my feet on, but that is it. I got aluminum door panels, no headliner. It's loud. I mean, ear protection loud.
Is it like earplugs, like
you get used to it after a while, but it's just loud, and once in a while you'll take off without your ear protection on, and then you'll go, why is it so loud? Oh yeah, that's right. You put your ear protection back on. But
I told him we need to get like pilot's headphones. That way we can communicate with each other without having to scream at one another.
Yeah, and when I'm using my navigator, it's either been Glenn or Chuck's wife, and it's all hand signals. Just show me your phone, right?
Yeah. Right.
We're working off this GPS on the phone. Just show me your phone. I can see where the blue line's going. I'm gonna follow the blue line.
Right.
Or point at a gauge or just we should pull over and get something to eat or take a leak or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not much chit chatting going on with that kind of racket in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the miles go by rather quickly, because there's a lot going on.
Right.
There's a lot to look at in the car, and time kind of stands still. I mean, all the drag and drive
with everything.
And drag and drive stuff goes by like a whole week goes by in an hour. Seems like.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You before you know it, we have to go to bed now. Okay, let's go to bed now. It's okay. We need to get something to eat now. Okay, we need to be here. We need to be there. This is the next checkpoint. This is the next track. This is okay. We need fuel. It's just one thing after the next.
Yeah. Yeah. No lollygagging. Yeah. So no screwing around and sightseeing, really.
No sightseeing. So what day are you leaving now? You're leaving.
Well, I mean,
as soon as we can.
Yeah, that's not really set in stone. I mean, we want to be out of here Sunday.
Okay.
The original plan was Monday, but if everything comes together right and we have everything kind of locked and loaded, put together, and we can leave Sunday, we would like to leave Sunday just to give us an extra day of leniency.
Right. Yeah. But if it's too late in the day, I wouldn't bother.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the temperature, if it's late in the day, we'll probably roll. But I mean, we're going into like 90 degrees again. Sunday, Monday. I don't know what Tuesday brings.
If I was you, I'd leave super early Monday rather than Sunday night.
Yeah.
I would leave at 4 a.m, say, or early. I would leave because you're not going to sleep the night before anyway. So you might as well get up and go.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Get up and go, and get some miles behind you, and then. Leaving in the dark, I don't like doing that. I'd like, when the sun's going down, I'd rather leave when the sun's coming up.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least you got that on your side. Nothing like working on the car in the pitch black. Nothing like it.
Yeah.
It's just I avoid it if at all possible. But so you're leaving Sunday, Monday, and then that gives you the whole week to get there. basically.
We're assuming, yeah, probably like if we can knock down 10 hours a day, I think our top speed's going to be 60, 65, somewhere in there. We aren't going to be able to just fly. So,
Right. And how tall are the tires you're rolling on the highway with?
205, 75, 15s.
Oh, nice.
Trailer. They're straight up trailer tires.
They're trailer tires, so they're 27, 28.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So you'll be able to go at 3,100, 3,200. You'll be cruising right along 65, 70.
Yep. Yeah, so we should be golden if that actually works. We're good. So
Right.
And we're taking 20 out, and 20 is a lot of 55, 65. So if we were on 80, it's 80-mile-an-hour highways, but taking 20, it's a lot lower speeds, small towns, so it won't be hammering down nonstop all the time. We'll catch little towns, be able to kind of give it a break here and there.
Right. And that's a good idea. To just get on the interstate and go is gonna be,
oh, that's sheer terror.
Yeah, it's brutal. Everything, everybody's flying past you at Mach 1 and
right.
You're just like, man, I hope nothing happens here. And the temps go up,
Yeah. Well, you find yourself pushing it, trying
Oh,
to
sure.
keep up with
You're just keeping up with traffic, and before you know it, you're just in this line of cars going 80 miles an hour, and you don't realize it. You're just trying to stay alive, and and you look down at the temps and everything's soaring. And I'm like, well, why is it soaring? Well, it's because we're going 80 miles an hour. It's tacking 3,600 RPM. You can do it for a little while, but for hours on end, nah,
not gonna happen.
So you're putting 1.1s on, and did you have to make new push rods?
Yeah,
we got two
sets.
2 sets of push rods. That's actually good, because then that'll save you. And worst comes to worst, you can put the 1.4s on the other. If something goes really.
Yeah, I've got two sets of 1.1s built.
Extra push rods for each size.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got everything. We got everything there covered. So
all right.
Hopefully that's not an issue. So and
right.
I mean, you don't swap rockers. You just roll.
No, we just roll.
Yeah.
The lift all the time.
Yeah. 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 And you're always running 1.4s, aren't you?
1.4s or whatever they are, 1.45s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, we got like 1.6. I forget what the lift is. It's close to 600.
Sure.
620, something like that.
Yeah, and I think we're at like 5 on the 1.4s, 565.
Yeah, something like that. Close to 570.
Yeah, 570. We're a little on the small side, so.
Yeah, that's super. Yeah, even that is safe enough to really cruise on the road with.
Yeah,
that's not spring break and stuff.
Right. But should all stay together. So
sure. That's all sounds good.
Yeah. We can't see how any of it can go wrong. So
nothing's gonna go wrong till it does.
Exactly. So we covered heat, oil cooler. What else? What else do we need to know? We're mounting stuff kind of as your car is set up so we can actually access it.
Right. Yeah, you got to fix it on the road, especially if it's at night, man. You can't be fumbling around.
Right.
Or you're on the highway and you're just in a bad situation. I changed out
headlights.
Yeah, headlights.
So we're gonna need to remember
of those.
Yeah, make sure your headlights are aimed.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
You're like, oh, we got headlights. They work. Yeah, they're pointed at the.
They're coon hunters, or yeah.
I mean, if you plan on cruising a lot at night, I would put some H4s in them and stuff. Make sure you got some headlights.
Yeah, I've got a set of H4s here that I was thinking about popping in there. I think it's probably.
Yeah, if you got time, I would definitely do that and aim them a little out, in front of you more than you would usually do.
Yeah, rather than stuck in.
Well, the last thing you want to do is not see a deer till it's right next to you,
Yeah, deer and
just junking a road.
Oh yeah, going through Wyoming and
it's like
the Rockies. It's who knows what kind of wildlife's gonna come out in front of us.
Well, the wildlife is the road gators. I mean, I've hit plenty of road gators, and man, they can screw up a car in a hurry.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I've bent both wheels running one over.
Yep.
And I've taking one out with a trailer, and you don't see them. Like by the time you look and see this thing, you're going, what is that? Oh, you're on top of it. And so if you can get the headlights, the high beams to work, and get those out in front of you, the sooner you see the road gator, the better.
Yeah.
Because you'll probably be all by yourself anyways, or to your little caravan, and then it's just like, okay, we just move over and go around the road gators, and everything will be fine. But yeah, that kind of thing, that can jump up on you.
Yeah. So Clint's asking us, Clint Cox, what's up, dude? Another part of the Driven family. Asking if we're driving that day or night. We're planning on doing a little bit of both. Yeah, a little bit of both. We want to drive a bunch in the morning, early morning, kind of siesta through the afternoon when it's raging hot, if it is, and then pick back up and drive some more before crashing for the night. So
now did Ashley give you a bunch of stickers to put on the car?
You were hooked up, dude. We're hooked up. Yeah.
She gets you the 24 inchers or the 18s.
We've got them all.
Yeah, we got piles of everything. We got stuff that will fit, stuff that won't fit, stuff that might get crisscrossed like Dukes of Hazzard over the roof. I'm not sure. We got all of it. So yeah. Awesome people. They don't mess around.
No. Yeah, Bill and Ashley are great to deal with.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. So they're asking, do we have any planned stops? No planned stops on the way out there, but on the way back, we do. Tanner actually has his first speaking arrangement. I don't know what you call it, but
yeah, I graduated from Wyotech, and they wanted to know about alumni and where you're at today, and so we're actually going to swing by Wyotech on our way back.
That's
doing a little speech for the kids.
Hell yeah!
So that's about our only planned stop, but we will probably, if we see a cool town and it's like time for a break, it's going to be by the seat of our pants. When we don't have, nothing's going to be planned. Yeah. We are going to stop in cool towns, but nothing set in stone.
Yeah, on the way back, you depending on what route you take, there's plenty of stuff to see.
Yeah. We're going to be broadcasting GPS on the way out. So
cool.
People that way, in the smaller towns, we'll be able to hook up with some people, hopefully, and some locals, and
get some pictures and whatnot, and a beat and wave at least,
Yeah,
that's cool. So is it like the Baja 1000 GPS thing?
No, we're not quite as awesome as the Baja 1000 GPS.
It
tells you how fast you're going and all that.
No, it's Glimpse.
So the app is, I don't know if you guys can see it. It's called Glimpse. And so it'll be posted up on all of our socials, and you'll be able to follow along.
Okay, cool.
So,
yeah.
Oh yeah, and we're going to be going live throughout the trip too. So we'll be doing live Facebook, YouTube, Instagram.
In-car stuff?
A little bit of in-car, a little bit of hopefully not on the side of the road. Whatever. Yeah, we'll just be a little bit of here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, you got to get the in-car stuff where people are passing you up, giving you a thumbs up and all that good stuff.
Right. And hopefully not the finger.
Get that piece of crap moving.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what's the story? Ben Anderson, Prescott, and Chuck might be coming down for sick week, I hear.
That's the plan. We got to talk Bill Alexander to sponsor us. But that's what we're going to try doing. I'm going to pull. That's me and Chuck will pull down to Florida in February.
And go do it, huh?
Yeah. Why not? Right.
Yeah. Do another one.
It's. I've never been to sick week. We've been to Florida plenty of times, but never to that event. So
should be decent in February.
Yeah, it always is. That seems like that's the only time I go to Florida is in February. So that's when the everything kicks off. Down there. Daytona and Bike Week and all that good stuff. So we're right in the mix of all of that. So that's the plan as of now.
Cool.
Like I said, we need. It's going to be a driven racing oil caravan going down there.
That's awesome, man. That's huge. We're going to start seeing that a whole lot more, I feel.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it would take to talk you guys into going, but You should
We really have to twist our wrist.
Yeah. We're really hard to convince to do bad things. So,
right. I mean, you got. Let's see. You have 6 months to think about it.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I think you should. You got the car. You got you got people going with you. You're not going to be alone. So you should definitely think about it.
This almost sounds like a really good idea.
Good, bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not in February. What are you going to be doing in February besides trying to keep the shop warm?
Exactly.
That's all I'm doing. So I'm like, yeah, let's just pack up our junk and go.
Yeah.
I'll pull my little open trailer down there and I'll throw a car on it. And I know enough people in Florida. That's not the problem. So let's just do it. So that's the plan.
Kind of sounds like it might be fun.
Yeah, it's fingers crossed we're gonna make it down there and have some fun with those boys for sure.
Yeah, sounds like a good time. All right, we got to get back to work. We got to get the car running. But any finish up? Any last words of wisdom?
Stay hydrated.
Okay.
If it's gonna be hot, like I almost died one trip. I don't know where we were because I couldn't function, but I pulled over at a wayside. I didn't know what I was doing anymore. My mind was a fog, and I pulled over into this wayside. I got a nosebleed. All of a sudden, I'm like, well, what the hell's my blood pressure at? And then Glenn goes, "You all right?" And I'm like, I don't know. So I got out of the car. I laid underneath a tree. He ran into the building. He got some wet paper towels, and I put those on my head. And I says, dude, we better stay here for a while until I get my bearings back. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, drink every drop of water we got in the cooler. And everything we can buy out of a vending machine that had sugar or some sort of anything, I think we bought beef jerky or something. Yeah. And I sat there for a while and felt better. I'm like, man, you don't realize that.
Like you said, you're so paying attention to everything going on, and you're just so go, so much happening around you that you forget to take care of yourself.
So drink some water. Constantly drink water. Don't just guzzle a bottle and wait 3 hours to guzzle the next one. That doesn't work either. And you notice you're not taking a leak enough. Definitely drink more.
Yeah.
When your pee is neon colored, that's not good. So stay hydrated, stay safe. That's the most important thing. You don't want to turn this adventure into a tragedy.
Yeah.
So just be super careful, and just try to keep your wits about you, and you'll be fine. It'll be much more fun that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Almost dying is zero fun.
It makes for great stories, but it's not much fun in the moment.
No, it's I warned people, and Glenn he saw my nosebleed, and he's like, "What's going on, man?" And I said, "I don't know." He got scared,
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, this is the wrong way for this thing to end." So and I'm no spring chicken, so it's like he's like, "Oh, is this guy gonna have a heart attack?" And he's up on me. Yeah, I just turned 62, so
yeah.
This is I don't know how, I'll do this for a little while, but sooner or later it's going to get to the point where I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have fun while I still can, and I think you guys should too.
Yeah, awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. Well, Prescott, we appreciate it.
Tons
appreciate
of fun.
all your wisdom. You've got tons of it. It's endless. So
yeah, call me anytime on the road. I don't care what time it is.
Awesome.
I mean, if you're like, what should we do? I can be a voice of reason at least.
Much appreciated, man.
Awesome. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, even if I got to come, figure out how far away you are from me and what you need, and I will get it to you. So, if not personally, somebody will chase it out.
Passenger pigeon.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not more than 2 days away.
Yeah. Awesome.
Right on. Thanks for everyone tuning in.
Awesome.
We appreciate you, Prescott, and
Yep,
we are going to
sure.
get back on finishing up Burny.
All right.
Yeah, get
guys.
back to work.
All
All right. Thanks.
See you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Peace out.
Yes, sir.